Hello, friends. It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the end of April 2023. It is National Letter Writing Month here in the United States, as designated by our Postal Service. So today I have a special video all about letter writing with two projects that I think you'll really enjoy. And one of them is free to you as a gift from me to you. Are you new around here? If you are, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a vintage-loving, treasure-hunting, mixed media artist and journal maker, and I absolutely love to find antique and vintage paper at estate sales, flea markets, and off the beaten path, and then I like to share it with you, and today is no exception. So let me start first by saying one of the easiest ways to share mail with other people in the paper community is through postcards. I'm going to show you a couple that I received just recently from two of pen pals of mine. I absolutely love the way that they send out postcards. The first one is Kim Dodge from Dodges and Daisies. She's always doing postcard exchanges. Her Instagram feed is delicious and yummy, and she's a wonderful person. I will put her link below. The other one is Betsy from Wandering Slug. Nobody sends a postcard like Betsy. Her postage is beyond phenomenal. Follow her Instagram feed as well. They both sent me cards this month, and it really inspired me to think about the fact that I wanted to send a card as a thank you to all my viewers. I wanted to do something for you because I so appreciate all of the views, all of the communication through comments, and the support that you've given me over the years. So I have a couple things I just recently purchased, one of which I'm going to share with you for free, and the other one very affordable, and I just think you guys are going to super love it like I do. So let me get to the kit first. So this kit is a series of 4 trade cards. And if you're not familiar with trade cards, they are cards that companies used to use for advertising in the Victorian time, and women would collect them and put them in scrapbooks. Well, this month I was at an online auction, and this set of 4 trade cards came up. I have actual physical trade cards. And you can see that there is actually 2 of the cards have advertising in them from the companies that were using this design, which I've left in because they're super cute. One is a tea company, and the other one is a dry good notions and fancy goods company, and the other one is blank. So you could leave it blank, you could write your pen pal's name. This could be a book plate in a journal. I just loved the soft colors of these 4 cards. I loved the roses and the aesthetic, and I really loved the porcupine quill being used here because guess what? I have a bunch of those from my brother-in-law who is a zookeeper. So how cool is that? I have a very similar item. So this will be in my Etsy shop. I will put the link below, and there's going to be a project that I make with this today. And there'll be another freebie that goes, actually 2 freebies that go with this, so stay tuned. And I'm going to show you how to take a trade card or an image like this and make it into a postcard that you can mail. And the postcard part will be free. So if you have other pretty images, either that you've clipped from a book or that maybe you have from other digitals, you don't have to use this one. I like this one because it's the theme of letter writing, which is what this episode's about. But in terms of the project, you can use whatever you want. So this is the set, and I will put a link in the video right here so that you can go and check out the set if you want. I'll put it very affordable in my shop, and I just absolutely love it. I think it'll be great for happy mail and for journals and all sorts of things. So that is the first piece of today. We're going to be working with this, but if you have images, grab that. That'll be the next thing. To go along with that set or to do the project is going to be a freebie that I have linked in my new Ko-fi shop. So I've switched over my freebies to a Ko-fi account because I think it's easier to load and for people to use. And I will put that link right here in the video. All my other freebies that are in the Buy Me a Coffee page will still be sitting there. So I'll put that link as well. But to find these freebies, you will need to go to my new Ko-fi shop. And all the links will be at the bottom of this video in the information box. And basically it's 4 backs of postcards. What I've done is done 3 different blank postcard backs and I've done them the size as a traditional postcard. And you can choose the backs that you want to pair with whatever images you have. And then this one, I didn't take the stamp or the postmark off because I thought maybe if you wanted to make a journaling card, this would make it very interesting, the back very interesting. Okay. So this kit or this freebie of 4 backs of postcards will be needed for today's project, and you can get that at the Buy Me a Coffee link that you will find in the box, the information box under this video. Okay, so that's the first freebie, and we will get to that in a second. Okay, let's get to the second freebie and the main freebie that I have for you today. I found this postcard at a sale recently, and I just loved it. I loved the red seal on it. I love that on the wax stick it says good luck. I love the little hands touching on the seal, and it says, "May the seal of true friendship between us be found as long as we live and the world goes around." And I thought that this was so cute because it's, probably around 1910-ish time. So it's really antique and adorable. I love the red, white, and blue, which is very sort of American, but it's kind of a testament to any kind of friendship around the world, pen pal friendships around the world. And I thought, as a tribute or as in honor of National Card and Letter Month, I would give you a freebie that you could download and you could send out to friends of yours. So let's take a peek at that right now. This is the freebie. You can find it on my Buy Me a Coffee site, and let me explain it a little bit. I took the front of the card, and the back of the card was pretty tattered and had seen better days, and it was green where the front of the card was white and blue. So I chose a different postcard back that fit, I thought, better with the front, and I printed it in a way, or I set it up in a way that you can cut this out, print this on light cardstock, photo paper, something with a little bit of heft, and then all you have to do is cut it out and then bone fold it right in the middle, put a fold right in the middle, and then glue it, and you will have a postcard. Let me show you. So here's the original, a little bit floppy, seen better days, and here is the download. This is just a matte piece of light cardstock that I put through my printer, and when I folded it over and glued it, can you hear how sturdy it is? It's perfect for the mail. And on the back, basically, you can just write out where you're sending it, your message to your pen pal or somebody that you want to know that you want them to know you're thinking of them. And I just wrote, "Dearest viewer, thank you for watching and for your support over the years. Your comments and friendship mean so much. Michelle," and then my handle, and then you'd put your address wherever. This adorable stamp right here I bought from Kim at Dodges and Daisies. I know she's clearancing out her shop right now. I don't know if there any more of these are left, but I have bought this stamp this snail mail stamp and this special delivery stamp from her. Check out her, I can't guarantee they're still in stock, but if you're interested, check out her shop to see if she has anything left. So this card is a gift from me to you. And I hope it'll be a gift for you to give your friends, to print them out and mail them out. Now, if you don't have cardstock, you could just print them on regular copy paper and just put a light piece of cardboard in between. Just make sure it's not over an ounce so that you can use one stamp on the back of it. Now, I want to show you a second part of this kit. And that is maybe a little gift that you can give back to me if you feel that you enjoy my videos, enjoy my content, and enjoy my freebies. I wanted to invite you to send me a postcard. So instead of using this back section for this postcard, I have created a second back that has my address in it. And I would absolutely be delighted to get surprise postcards from any of my viewers anywhere in the world. I don't know how much it costs for you to send a postcard from outside the country, so I certainly don't want anybody to do anything that's expensive, but if it's affordable for you to throw a stamp on and send me a postcard, I've already put my address there. All I would love is to hear from you, and I would love a postcard to come in the mail that says something like this. Tells me where you're from, what you love to make, and maybe some things about you. And then I would love to have your handle. If you send me a postcard, please include your handle so that I can then tag you on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it is that you are on social media. I would love to talk about where I get postcards from. Certainly this freebie is not asking you to do this. I'm not obligating you to send me a postcard. I'm just inviting you to, if you so choose, and if you think it would be fun. I know it would be certainly fun for me to receive a note from you. So that's the first part of this video, is this freebie and this invitation. And I hope you'll really love this card, and I hope this card you can send out to the people that you love corresponding with. So let's jump into the how to make your own homemade postcard. So let's say you buy the kit that I showed you earlier in the video. Then what you'll need to do is just cut out the 4 cards in the kit. Again, you don't have to use this kit. You can use pictures from magazines, pictures from books. You could use some other digitals that you may have lying around. You could use some images that you can really use anything. So as I cut out these 4 cards, I'm going to tell you what we're going to use for the project. So these cards are just printed on, I think I did print them on light cardstock, but you could use regular copy paper for this. You don't need it to be a cardstock. As long as the postcard piece is printed on cardstock, you don't need any more weight than that. You will need some pretty pieces of scrapbook paper, and you will need the freebie that I talked about that has the backs of the postcards. You should print that out on some light cardstock if you can. If you don't have any light cardstock, then you could just print everything out on regular copy paper, and just make sure you put a light piece of cardboard, maybe a cereal box or something that is light, and you'll want to cut that the size of the postcard, just so that it's sturdy enough to make it through the mail. You can see me cutting out 2 sets of cards. That's because one set I printed out at whatever the default of my printer is, and the second one I printed at full page, which made them a little bit larger. So you'll see I have 2 sets with 2 different sizes, but neither size is big enough to be mailed as a postcard. That's why you need those backs. So you'll want to go to my coffee page and download this kit. and then you'll print it out on a light cardstock. What I used was just some Staples matte paper. It says that it's 230 GSM, or it is a 60-pound paper. So as you can see, it's not super heavy. I'm going to cut these pieces out, just cutting them down to size, and then through movie magic, we'll jump ahead to the next step. Now here are my cards, the backs of the postcards all cut down and ready to use. I'm going to use different scrapbook paper for each card. And basically all I have to do is pick a back and then glue the scrapbook paper or the decorative paper to the other side. Now keep in mind you're gluing the two plain sides together. That way one side is the postcard back and the other side is the pretty paper. You want the two plain sides to touch. I'm using just a PVC, a PVA glue here, but white glue, but you could use glue stick, you could use whatever it is, as long as it's strong and permanent. That's all you need to worry about. In future cards, I'll just use a glue stick and then I'll finish the edges with the PVA glue. But in this first one, I tried all PVA. I thought it made the scrapbook paper just a hair bit too wet for my liking. It kind of made the card warp slightly. I think there's just too much water content. And then you saw me cut it out. It's pretty easy. Once it's glued onto the scrapbook paper, you can just use your scissors and trim it out. And there it is. So you can decide to ink the edges if you want. It's completely up to you. It's really a stylistic choice. So it's artist's choice to either ink your card or not ink your card. And I choose, in this particular case, to ink the outside of the card. And of course, I have to flip it over and ink that side as well. I'm going to do the second card now, choosing a different scrapbook paper. And this time, I'm going to choose to use a glue stick for the center of the card and just use the PVA glue right around the edge, which I think works the best. I can be certain that the permanent glue is going to hold the edges of the postcard down, and the glue stick will be strong enough to keep the center of the scrapbook paper strongly adhered. And I use my bone folder just to make sure there's good contact everywhere and that glue is spread out. And I'm just pretty much doing this with every back and all the different scrapbook papers until I have all four done, and each side is glued, has a postcard glued to the back and has a piece of scrapbook paper glued to the front. After I have all four glued, I'm going to go in and ink each card front and back because that is my choice. But you don't need to watch that. Nobody needs to see all that inking. So now that the inking is done, I'm ready to start putting my artwork on top. So I'm going to start taking the cards that I printed off and trying them against the backgrounds with the two different sizes that I printed them out as. Now, in this particular case, I did also print these out using light cardstock, because at the time when I did that, I wasn't really sure what project I was going to do, but I don't think it's necessary to do another cardstock weight. It does give it a little bit more integrity, but I think you're fine as long as one side is printed that way. And here I choose the four images I want to use on the four backgrounds I have. And once I am certain the sizes and the art that I want, I clear everything away so I can start the project. And the next thing I will need to add to the project is a little bit of washi tape. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to glue down the same way I used the backs of the postcard. I'm going to do glue stick in the middle and then PVA glue around the edge. And I'm going to put on this first card, I'm going to put down the image. And I'm going to show you a few little variations. So keep in mind, I don't know what you're choosing at the front of your postcard. If you're doing this exact project, then you'll see you can mimic what I'm doing. Or if you're doing something completely different, you'll just put the image on you chose in the way that suits your taste. So now I have a bunch of thin washi tape. I love using embroidery hoops to keep different collections of tape together. This particular collection is all my really thin tapes, and it's just so easy to grab and just pull what I need. So I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape. I make sure, because it's going through the mail, to put down some glue stick first and to really make sure that has really good contact. And I add a little bit of washi tape that I like the decoration. It's a rose with some red and yellow roses on it. And then this is a little piece of gold washi tape, very, very thin, but it's just enough to really make the card look nice. And I'm going to put that down as well. Again, make sure I'm using some glue. And I went a little bit longer, but I'm okay with that. Like a little bit of waste is fine. And if that kind of bothers you, then you can measure. But, you know, I'm making a video. I'm just throwing this together. I'm not going to think about it too much. So now the front side is done. I like to take a little bit of washi and put it down the divider on the back of the postcard. On the left-hand side, you're writing to your friend, and on the right-hand side, you're putting the address. And I can't seem to find the start of this washi tape. I finally get it, and I stick it on the back of the postcard, like so. And I I actually measure it pretty much the right size this time. Not too much waste there. And I decide to put another little piece of washi tape on this card. Let's do the thicker one on top. Again, it's just like anything else in mixed media or junk journaling. You're feeling it out, what looks good or what you feel looks good for the aesthetic. So now the next card, I'm just going to use some thick washi tape. I'll glue down the front just like I did before, and I will then use this thick washi tape as like a little bit of embellishment, and I decide to put it behind the card, just peeking out. And because it's just being put on with a glue stick, I have some time to move that around. And I'm not somebody who balance for me isn't important, neither is matchy. So having it be a little askew to one side and adding trim on one side works for my eye, but maybe for you, you want it to be symmetrical. It's really up to you, right? And now I'll need to put a little bit of washi tape down the back of the middle, like I've done before, because I like to separate that two parts of the postcard, the writing and the address. So I'll stick that on there. And I'll have a little bit more left over than I'm willing to throw away, so I'm going to put that on the top. And that looks good. I'm going to take a vintage Denison label, and I'm going to stick it on the back, and that's where I'm going to put the address. And before I put that down, I take a little piece of tea-dyed book page, and I decide to make a little collage on the back, because if I'm going to send a postcard that's pretty on the front, it might as well be pretty on the back as well. And a little bit of effort. I think our community really appreciates that. Probably would want to display that postcard or put it in a journal anyway, so the prettier I can make it, the better. So I just want to make sure it's straight, and I'm just going to put that down like that. And I'm going to add a little vintage stamp in the corner. I want to make sure it's really going off the edge. I don't want the post office to get confused by too many stamps, especially the canceled ones. So I'm going to make sure that they understand it's just a part of the element and they're not looking for extra postage there. So card number 2 is complete. So we have 2 cards done. For the third card, I'm going to make a boo-boo, and I could edit this out, but I think it's important to show the mistake. Oh, I'm just appreciating the quill again. I think it's important to show our mistakes, because nothing that we do in paper can't be fixed. So because I sort of fly by the seat of my pants, I'm putting down this washi tape just like I did on the other one, and I thought, oh, well, the last time I had to move it once the card was on. I might as well do it first. But then I do decide to balance it and center it in the middle. And I realize I have not left enough room to do that. And when I put the second piece of washi tape on, I realize that I'm completely obscuring the first one. And I'm going to peel it off, and I know I'm going to damage the card. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to damage the card. But when I put on the front, I really don't like that it's obscured. So I'm just biting the bullet. I'm letting it be a little bit, I'm letting that rip happen because I know I can fix it. So I get a little tiny label from another digital kit. It's the one I use all the time from Tracie Fox. It's a label kit. I'll try to remember to throw that in the box below. It's one of those kits I just use almost in every project. And I put the washi tape back where it should go, and then I add that little label just over the rip spot, which you will never see, and it ends up giving it just that extra little collage layer, which looks extremely intentional and cute. And this is what I mean. We never have to worry about making a mistake. You just have to breathe and look for the solution. And inevitably, happy accidents, it sometimes looks better than it did before you made the mistake. So this one has the stamp on it and I can't mail it. So I'm going to put that aside to make it into a journaling card. We'll get back to that. And now the final card is being put together, and I make a little boo-boo on this one too. I am not paying attention to the fact that the background paper is musical notes and they are upside down, and that'll come back to haunt me in a minute. This is the inside of just an office envelope. You know how you have that pattern? I decide because this is a little scrapbook card, a trade card, I'm going to put a little corner on it like somebody putting a card in a scrapbook would put, a little photo corner. I think that'll just make it look cute and it'll balance off the front artwork. So I just cut out a little square and then cut it on the diagonal and make myself two little photo corners, and I stick that on, and I think that little black and white pattern is really cute. And then I realize it's upside down. Oops. Oh well, it's not a big deal. It's a postcard. You don't look at both sides at the same time, so it's totally fine. So now I have my 4 cards, 3 of which are postcards that I will be mailing, writing on, and mailing to friends. And I'm happy with those. And then I have my journaling card. So what am I going to do with this journaling card? Well, since it is a piece of mail, let's use that theme and think that I'm going to stick this in a piece of happy mail. So I take a piece of cardstock that's left over from my project. I cut it on a diagonal just so that there's a little triangle, and then I cover it with scrapbook paper. And that scrapbook paper, I just, glue it on with a glue stick. I'm going to add a little washi tape to it for a little extra decoration. And then I'm going to use my PVA glue to glue down that corner right on the edge. And I'm essentially making a little tuck spot that can be used for happy mail. And since this is a mail, like a letter themed card, journaling card, why not make the little freebie that I stick inside of there relate to mail? So I get a little glassine envelope and I start filling it with vintage stamps of all kinds. I think this would be a really cute thing to tuck into a card or a happy mail. And I just make sure that there are stamps on each side so that it looks pretty no matter which way the envelope goes in. Yeah, that's the kind of little stuff I think about. And then I just take a little piece of postal ephemera. I play around with how I want to put that. I decide to layer it in the back. And then I grab my translucent butterfly stickers, and I think it would look cute to have something pretty in the front. So I just use a butterfly, choose a butterfly that I can tuck in. What a cute little add-on to a happy mail, right? So see, it doesn't have to just be postcards. You can use these for other things. So here are my 4 cards that we created. So here they are, all finished, stamped. I don't have the address on because for privacy reasons, but I have my cards written to my friend Kim, an upside down card to my friend Andrea. I put a little butterfly and that stamp from Kim on there. And then this one I am sending to Betsy. And the last one is the journaling card we made that I can stick inside some happy mail or a journal. And I think that's pretty cute. So I hope you enjoyed making postcards with me today. I hope that you will enjoy my freebie that I've included with this video. And I hope you'll visit my Ko-fi site so that you can download this freebie and the backs of the postcards that go with, that you can use with any images, but specifically if you want to use it with this kit that I showed today. Writing, dropping a little note to people, just telling people that you're thinking of them, a beautiful stamp, a little sticker. It's amazing how getting a piece of mail can really lift our moods and make us feel less alone. I absolutely appreciate every single person who watches me, who comments. I am so incredibly blessed with this community, and I'm just about approaching 9,000 as I'm making this video, and I am absolutely, my mind is blown by that amount, and it's my pleasure to offer things like this from time to time to show you my appreciation for you and this community as a whole. I think it's a wonderful, the paper community is an amazing community. So hope all is well. I will see you in May. Take care, everyone. One last thing, please like this video if there's anything that you found valuable or that you enjoy the freebie, and I would love for you to subscribe. Hit that notifications bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.